No pictures were ever made of him during his lifetime. No account in his own words was left behind. Looking back, the movement he led would seem in many ways to have been doomed to failure from the start. And yet, in the course of his breathtakingly brief and meteoric career, he would rise to become one of the greatest Native American leaders of all time, and one of the most gifted, far-sighted, revered, and inspiring, forging from the glowing embers of his younger brother's soaring vision an extraordinary coalition, and orchestrating the most ambitious pan-Indian resistance movement ever mounted on the North American continent.
I mean, to be Shawnee and have Tecumseh be a member of that tribe is to be honored to be in that tribe. He and his brother, was trying to get the Shawnee people back to their roots and try to keep their lands from being taken. He was a visionary. And I think today, what would have happened if he had succeeded in, his plan? It would have changed history.
He had a vision to make sure the Indian way of life was going to continue at whatever cost. This is a man, an Indian man, a self-proclaimed leader, a self-proclaimed chief, who stood up and said, hey, this is enough. I don't want no more of this. You've taken enough. And he took a stand.
One way one might think of Tecumseh is as a man who led a revolution of young men who were tired of the accommodationist stance of their elders, young men who thought that the leadership structure of the Shawnee tribe needed to be reordered and reimagined in order for the Shawnees and all Native people to survive.
What Tecumseh is fighting for is the ability of Indian people east of the Mississippi to hold on to their homelands. Their lands are under siege in the period after the American Revolution. The white frontier is moving into the Ohio Valley. It's also moving onto the Gulf Plains in the south. Tecumseh says this has got to stop. We have to stand and all realize that we're in this together. I think Tecumseh is one of those people that if he were alive today and would walk into a room, people would stop talking and just stare at him. Tribal people back in the first part of the 19th century would say Tecumseh is a man of very, very strong medicine. There is this aura around him of leadership and respect that even people who opposed him, even his enemies, admired him. His genius was in inspiring people, and he was a very inspirational man that was able to bring out the very best in those people who supported him and to see beyond any particular tribal affiliation and to realize that this was a struggle that was of greater magnitude. I also think that there was a spiritual component to this, that he believed that he was appointed by the powers in the universe to really bring people together and to make this stand and to retain what was left of the Indian homeland. This was his life. This was what he had been born to do.
These lands are ours. No one has a right to remove us. The Master of Life knows no boundaries, nor will his red people acknowledge any. The Master of Life has appointed this place for us to light our fires. and here we shall remain.